Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. It's not very cold. It's above freezing. I think it's about 45 or 50 Fahrenheit, so very comfortable for me. And beautiful clouds this morning. It's pretty early. It's just a couple minutes after 7. And well, there's a couple things I want to talk about today. One of them's not very nice, so I want to talk about it first. I'm going to just walk here. This is a little vehicle path for people that tend to this field between this subdivision and over here, so they don't really use this much, so it's a pretty safe place to walk, especially this time in the morning. So I know many of you are worried that I'm not doing well. Well, I'm not. I had another episode with my husband where I tried to push the envelope and pull him more towards where I am with knowing things and understanding things and seeing shit the way I do. And it didn't work, and I found out that things were even worse than I thought with him. And shit's not good. One of the other problems I have that maybe some of you have as a dissident is, even though the people in my life, the few friends I have, the few family that talk to me, my husband, they're not like paused anti-white shit libs or anything. Thank God. But they're also just sort of stuck in like libertarian boomercon mindset where they just want to be left alone and don't give a shit about anything. And they still think, oh, things will be all right. It'll sort itself out. It's just politics, man. It's just, things will get better. Like, how do you deal with that? How do I deal with that? I don't know, it's just... And a problem that's been creeping into me the last few years that has also sort of been sabotaging my personal life is I don't really derive any joy anymore from anything. Music, video games, books, shows, TV shows. All of that stuff, when I try to watch it or listen to it now, it just makes me cringe. I'm just like... Now knowing what I know about the trajectory that this civilization has taken, the problems it has, and what was going on back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, it just sort of robs me of any joy that I have. And, they say if you stare into the abyss, be careful that it doesn't, go into your heart or make you crazy or whatever. And I think that's what's happened with me. Is I've been studying psyops and propaganda and mind war techniques and 4th to 5th generational warfare shift. And I think that I have stared into the abyss so long, I'm part of it now. I don't know why, but nothing that's normal feels good to me anymore. I don't feel connected to anything. I'll watch movies and shows with my husband and our friends, and I don't have the same connection to that shit anymore. It doesn't give me anything. I'll try playing video games. I'll try watching movies. I'll try looking at old gaming books that I loved. And my husband's really into comic books. I never was. Well, no, he's not really into them. He was when he was young, I should say. And I'll take a comic book down from his shelf, or one of the few he still has left out of a case. And I feel nothing. Nothing but contempt. Nothing but isolation. I'll hear songs on the radio, or come across a song or something at the front of somebody's video or something, a song from the 90s or the early aughts. And my brain remembers it and tries to pair it with good times. And those are gone. And it just makes me feel sick. That everything I was a lie. Like I was just sleepwalking. Like I was just in some kind of a dream. And now I'm fucking awake. And everything sucks. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to reconcile this. I've been studying the lies of the media and propaganda techniques for years now. And it's every day, it's a battle just to figure out what the fuck is actually happening in the world. And I hate that. I hate this is what I've become. It's not fulfilling. It's not fun. But nothing else is, though. It's like I have engaged with this shit for so many years as my primary focus because no one else in my life came with me on this journey. It's just sort of been an annihilative journey. So what do I do? If I quit my channel and quit doing all this shit, that's just going to leave a massive gaping wound in the only thing I've really got that works for me. And so then what do? Do I just go back to my few friends and loved ones and just sit there catatonically doing things that I don't enjoy, trying to absorb cancerous paused material of yesteryear to try to push a dopamine button that doesn't exist in my brain anymore until I die? Is that what fucking life is now for most people? That's what it is for the people in my life. They want to grill, watch TV, and play video games, and they think everything will just be fine. Things are not fucking fine. And I'm tired of pretending like it is. And when I try to engage like this, even in a much more tempered, calm way with my husband, it doesn't go anywhere. He thinks I'm crazy. He doesn't want to hear it. Now, maybe I am crazy, but I'm not wrong about most of the shit I say. And it's like, I don't know. I know it's my problem. This is a me problem. I'm not trying to lay these problems on normal people. Normal people, I don't think, can handle facing this shit. And maybe I'm normal too, that's why I'm breaking. But goddamn, I just want a day or two where I don't feel miserable and alone. And that just doesn't happen. That hasn't happened for years now. Yeah, I'm doing quote-unquote good work for whatever you want to call it, the culture war, the movement, fighting tyranny, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good in that regard, but that's not personally fulfilling. That doesn't sit with me and watch TV. That doesn't pet me when I go to sleep. That doesn't hold my hand when I'm sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you guys, the guys I've met at marches, the guys I've met at intellectual meetings where we talk and share ideas, the people that come to my events. Like, I love all that. That's wonderful. But those are just tiny little moments of reality, of real pathos that I get sprinkled throughout the year. And the rest of the year, it's like I stay jacked into this because everyone else in my life is just a boring sleeper that wants to live in the 80s and 90s forever. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Because I'm not dealing with it well at all. I feel like I'm breaking, I'm cracking. Like something in me just can't let all of this shit go now that I know about all the lies and psyops and bullshit that I've uncovered. And not uncovered, I'm not saying like I deserve a medal or anything. Like, people have already uncovered it. I'm just learning from others' work. But like, now that I've been doing this for years now, like 5.5, 6 years of public content to get to this point, I don't want to quit. But at the same time, I've become estranged from everybody that I love. And they all think I'm nuts. And they desperately want me to quit everything that I do that matters. How do I reconcile that? What do I choose? And even if I do choose family over this, is that really good for me? Am I just going to be a miserable sleeper with him, even though I know I can't be a sleeper? Like, it's fucked up where I'm at right now. It's fucked up that I can't get anybody in this area to really face the music, to want to network and do anything about it. Everybody's just a little individual living in their own little cabin, their own little trailer, their own little neck of the woods. Nobody wants to network together and do anything. Like, is it fear? Is it selfishness? Is it both? Is it something else? It's just frustrating seeing this storm coming. I see the storm on the horizon. It's going to hit soon. And we're just now starting the hard times. It's just now starting for us. And it's going to get worse. And I'm going to be old. I'm in my 40s already. I'm in good shape. I take care of myself. I don't have a drinking or smoking habit. I don't do drugs. Except THC to help me sleep. And I don't really consider that a drug. So if things go well for me, knock on wood, I might live another good 15 or 20 years. And maybe 30 or 40 years. And I worry that this beautiful, wonderful place is going to get gobbled up. Bop, 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 by the storm, by the Leviathan, whatever you want to say. And that the people here, the culture that I love, as I get old, I'm going to have to watch be eroded and consumed by this annihilative civilizational plague that is destroying everything. Like, my friends in the UK tell me all the time how they have watched in real time the last 20 years their towns and cities become gobbled up by this. And I worry that I'm going to live to see that happen here where I live. And I probably will. And when I say even like 2%, 3% of what I just shared with you, when I talk with just a tiny bit of that with my friends, they look at me like I'm a nut. Like it can't possibly happen. Like I'm making mountains out of molehills. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? Do you? Like, I used to try getting emotional and getting heated, and that just drove them away from me quickly. Then I got better. I learned years after that to be sensible and try to present facts and logic coming out of the old skeptic days in the teens after Gamergate. So I tried facts and logic. I tried revisional history. I tried teaching them, I tried showing them proof, factoids, that the media was lying, that the government lied about WMDs, that the government was lying about everything from 9/11 to the Vegas shooter. Factoids didn't matter. Nothing fucking mattered to convince my friends and loved ones about anything. Nothing worked. I've had marginal success on the anti-white front because it's so fucking obvious, and using the intelligently crafted meme curatives and shit from the Go Free method, I've had a teeny tiny bit of success, at least pointing out that, hey, isn't this noticeable white erasure? This is pretty sick, right? Like in commercials, that's really the only strides or the only positive connection I've had about any culture war shit with my loved ones, with my friends and family. That's it. So, I mean, not counting my mother, she's actually come along pretty well, but she's a smart cookie, and she had to deal personally with some really ugly, corrupt things in the medical field, which sort of smacked her in the face and made her start to think upon things more like I do. But she's still just married to Fox News and all that, so it's like, it's hard with boomers, man. It's hard. But anyway, so I said there was two things I want to talk about, and I know I've been blathering for like at least 10 minutes about this, but people ask me if I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. I haven't been okay for years, and this is why. It's like once you become this engaged, once I have become this engaged, I feel like there's no going back. Like I can't stop being this now. I'm not saying that like I'm beyond a point of no return or anything. It's just like I feel like I can't stop this or I'll lose this. Because it takes like 3 days of my week just to barely keep up with what's going on in the psycho news and government media psyop circus. I have to spend days of my week just keeping up. It's not fun, really, but it's what I do now. It's what I do. And that's fucked up, too, because it's not exactly fun. That's why I created Discordant Dragons 2.5 years ago, or 3 years ago, I don't remember now. Because I wanted to make this misery fun. Because it's miserable for me, and I know it's miserable for most people, that's why they don't do it. So I thought, what if I'm going to be like the Jimmy Kimmel or the Today Show for dissident information? At least that'll be fun. How can I make that fun? So I tried to make it fun, and Discordant Dragons happened. I'm glad it did. It's fun. But, again, my problem is me. My problem is me. I'm finding it very difficult to be two people, to be two different people, and derive any fulfillment from the other me that tries to live a normal Appalachian quiet life. It's like things are so blatant on the news and on TV. I try to talk about it, and especially my husband just won't hear it. It's like it just goes over him like water over a duck, and it's like he just can't absorb or can't feel the shift and the change in news and how things have gotten worse, especially economically. And I don't know what to fucking do anymore. Because it's not like I'm just going to leave my friends, family, and husband and be like, okay, well, I'm going to just go get new people. No, that ain't how it works. You can't just do that. I can't just do that anyway. So I don't know. Like, it's really frustrating. And it's frustrating because I feel like what I'm doing matters. And I don't want to stop. But at the same time, I'm just miserable all the fucking time. I don't have any companionship in my personal life. I feel alone all the time, even though I'm constantly surrounded by people. I just feel alone. Like, I'm the problem. And that's eating at me. Because, what if I am the problem? This is the thing that claws at me all the time. What if I am really crazy? And I'm just part of a mania? I don't think that's true, but I do entertain the possibility that it is true. And that hurts. That hurts. All right, anyway. I said I was going to talk about two things. So, let's go ahead and move past that. This Thursday evening at the usual Discordant Dragons time slot, 6 p.m. to after 7, we'll go for at least an hour, hour and a half, I am going to be launching a new stream series called The Empire of Lies. Now, Empire of Lies is an idea I've had for quite some time, but because of my life and the frustrations I just shared, it's been hard for me to put the effort into it to make it happen. But guess what? The new friend I made earlier this year, I think early in the summer, Newsfist, right? He has the academic autismo to do all of the work that would take me 10 times as long to do for this stream series. And so when he learned about it, he said, well, yes, let's make it a 2-person stream and I'll do the work. And I said, really? And he's like, yeah. So me and Newsfist are a good team. And he and I want to do a long-going series, similar in scope and type to how, remember how Trigger Hippie and Scrump and Evelyn and a couple of others did like that year-long democratization series where they analyzed all of the building blocks and steps of the democratization of modernity. In scope, in like that kind of scope, Newsfist and I are going to cover what PSYOPs are and how propaganda works and how we have gone from a more natural organic culture to an entirely propagandized glass, like fish in a controlled glass bowl shit. And it's going to be hopefully an interesting series where we cover, in the first like couple months of this is going to be us covering the primary building blocks of the war machine propaganda we all live in and how it became what it is now and how it affects things now. Then, as proof of those concepts, for the next year or so, we're going to take dozens of specific instances, like little snippets, and hyper-focus on one thing at a time and show you how we live in a completely fake civilization. How everything is a contrived, propaganda-twisted mess. And that almost nothing about our culture is organic or real anymore. Almost nothing. And so, if that sounds like your cup of autism, then join us Thursday evenings for Empire of Lies. And I'm going to give it a solid go. We're going to do at least 12 or 13 episodes of this before I back out of it because we've already got ideas for the first 6. So we're going to do a lot of these for like the next half a year, and we'll see how it goes. So this week is not a proper episode. We're just going to be testing the format, start going live during the Thursday time slot from 6 p.m. On to probably no later than 7:30 or 8 p.m. These are going to be shorter streams than Discordant Dragons because it's just going to be me and him talking and focusing on one thing at a time. Or one thing at a stream. So probably between 60 and 90 minutes a stream once we hit our stride is probably how long this is going to be. Now, we still have, sounding board and funny clips and stuff. It's not going to be 100% deadpan serious. We're going to chintz it up a bit and make it fun. There's going to be a little element of comedy, a little element of satire here and there. But predominantly, it's going to be a more serious stream that's more hyper-focused on a more intellectual content than Discordant Dragons because we're going to share articles, we're going to show things in the news, we're going to pair it to like writings and proclamations of the past and show how these things have been contrived and grown from propaganda of yesteryear to become the nightmare we live in. So if you think that sounds fun, come check it out. It's going to be same time every week, Discordant Dragons time slot, 6 to 8 p.m., but on Thursday evenings instead of Monday evenings. So if that sounds fun, come check it out. All right. Anyway, I've been blathering for a while. You guys know what the new stream is going to be about. You know why I've been really messed up the last couple weeks. And hopefully I'll get better. But, man, I don't know. Well, the sun's coming through the clouds. It is absolutely beautiful. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will see you Thursday evening for the proto episode of Empire of Lies. God bless.